Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Triple Play Podcast, the only podcast that will give you over 2 hours of recording on a Wednesday. So,
My bad, y'all.
giving you something to listen to on the way back and forth to church, baby. Yeah, I hope it's a long drive. Anyway, talking more NFL today. Nick, you tell them what all we're trying to cover today.
Today we're gonna cover Thursday night preview like we normally do, but we're also gonna throw in some 1 o'clock games because I'll be out of town this weekend, won't be able to record anything. So we're gonna try and make sure we get y'all all the content we've been putting out every week, but trying to make sure we can get it all done. All right, Kobe, what game you want to kick it off with? Thursday night?
I guess we got to go Thursday night first. We're
Gosh.
looking Steelers Browns. Now, game wise, not that interesting, but then you start thinking about fantasy football wise, a couple interesting guys. So on the Steelers side, you're probably sticking Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Pat Fryermuth. That's probably where the train stops.
Maybe Steelers defense.
And maybe Steelers defense.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not worried about Nick Chubb gashing you up or anything, I mean, like I don't know what the Steelers have done rushing wise the past couple of weeks. The Patriots had mediocre rushing against them, and then Joe Mixon actually looked pretty good against them week one. I don't know.
Mm,
You got the double-headed monster here in Cleveland. If well, your boy's not there, T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt's not in, so
ooh.
I might stay away from him right now. That's just me.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe not Steelers defense this week.
Um, And then as far as the Cleveland side of the ball, I mean, I think you could probably start both running backs at this point. Both of them are top 10 running backs in fantasy football right now.
Yeah.
And if you got to start Cooper, I think we've stat corrected here. I think Cooper
Mm.
is in play. Honestly, he might be the only wideout in play at this point.
Now, Kobe, I have a question for you, real quick.
Yeah,
Donovan Peoples Jones, we think. I know he had no catches last week, but he looked so good in week one.
I don't know, man. I don't think you're starting in fantasy wise.
Yeah.
Like we may see a couple catches here and there, but I just don't think you can trust him again fantasy wise. I think it's pretty obvious that they were like, okay, Amari Cooper's our best wide receiver. We should probably just throw him the ball.
Yeah. Right.
Who you got in this one, Nick?
I have a very close, very low scoring ball game. I've got 17-14 Steelers.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go the reverse. I'm gonna go 17-14 Browns.
Okay. All right. Now,
Um, and
it wouldn't surprise me if it was that way, too. I mean, it's just,
no, no, I mean I'm choosing who I think are the best two players on the field, and that's the two running backs for Cleveland. My opinion.
I would say Najee Harris is better than Kareem Hunt.
I don't know. I just think I think that both of those guys are like super super talented right now.
Oh,
They're just
yeah, for
showing off. They're
sure.
just showing off right now. I don't think Najee Harris is quite heated up yet. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns in that one.
All right. All right.
All right, on to 1 o'clocks.
All righty. Which game you want to kick that off with? I don't want to
Um,
kick it off with Bills Dolphins.
let's go Texans Bears. That's so juicy. Obviously. Okay, so Texans Bears 0-1-1 versus 1-1. Listen, there's a lot more. Listen, if you'd asked me, I'd have thought this was 0-2 versus 0-2. This is a
Yeah.
this is a fire matchup here. Okay. On the Houston side of the ball, I think you are safe to start Damian Pierce now. He is the clear lead back if you've got to start him. Obviously, you'd hope that he's more of a flex option for you
hmm
than one of your main two starting running backs. And I think you can still roll out Brandon Cooks. He's not going to get you. You're looking between 10 and 12 points. If he does more than that, you're feeling really good about it.
Yeah.
After that, I'm kind of done with Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the Bears side, Nick, who we rolling out?
David Montgomery. I think
David
that might be it.
Montgomery. I think that might be it
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, I don't think Equanimous St. Brown, 3 receptions, 57 yards and a touchdown. I don't think I'm buying into the hype there. I don't
Not yet. Not yet. Anyways.
know. I just Justin Fields had 11 passing attempts last week.
Right.
Until he throws 25 balls for 3 weeks in a row, I'm probably not playing any wide receivers from Chicago. Nick, who you got in this game?
I've got another close, low scoring ball game. 17-14 Bears. Bears are going 2-1 start the season.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll go.
It's so hard to like pick a winner between
Oh,
these teams,
good. I'm gonna
really.
go 17-10 Bears in this
Okay.
one.
All right.
Yeah, but I just think Justin Fields is leaps ahead of Davis Mills.
Oh yeah,
Or
absolutely.
or yeah, I just don't think that's even close. So, and I think the running backs are actually, David Montgomery's a little more of a veteran guy, but I think they're both pretty talented. But I just think that the quarterback differential is just too much in this one. Listen, we're just chugging right along. What do you want to do next?
Let's talk about Lions Vikings.
Okay, Lions Vikings. This is actually super juicy. Whenever I didn't think it was gonna be. As far as the Lions go, I feel like you can start Jared Goff this week if you need to. What based
like
on
a
what?
12-team league, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think an 8-team league started no by no means.
Gosh, no, I don't think so.
But no, based on what he did this past week, I think you can, and based on what you saw Jalen Hurts do to Minnesota as well. DeAndre Swift's obviously in your lineup. I think you're feeling better about his touches going forward. He's probably going to get just more and more healthy.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, gotta be in your lineup, dude.
Got to be in your lineup. Maybe, if you had to play Hockenson in a 12 team, I guess you're still playing him. You're not feeling great about it.
Yeah.
I think you're sitting, if you're in a deeper league and you've got DJ Chark, maybe you just want to wait until those connections start actually working out down the field before you roll him out there. But some very solid options for the Lions. And then you want to talk about some options for Minnesota real quick?
I think there's two, and it stops after those two. Or no, maybe three. I forgot about Dalvin. Starting Justin Jefferson, you got to. You can't see him.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen, if you have him, you're probably starting. You'd have a crazy receiver core if you weren't starting him. Yeah. But and then Dalvin, I think you got to have him in there somewhere.
If you are in a pinch, you could play for the Kirk Cousins bounce back. It's just kind of the Kirk Cousins thing. Play bad in prime time. Show up on Sunday at 1:00. Sunday at 1:00 is like Kirk Cousins' time, man. Like he's like anytime after 1:00.
There's 10 other games on. Not that many people are watching me right now. We're okay.
Yeah. Let me just throw 5 touchdowns to Justin Jefferson here. Nick, who do you have in this game, man? This is a tough one. Wait, real quick. If you are looking for a tight end to play, if you're struggling at tight end, Irv Smith Jr. is a look for Minnesota here for sure. I would rather play him over Hockenson for sure.
I probably would too.
Yeah, he's a beast. Golly, this is a tough one.
Shout out to Luke. Lions are beating the Vikings 31-21.
Oh, goodness gracious. God. Let's make it both of us. 27-21. 27-21 Lions. Let's go, baby. Listen, Dan fucking
we're all in on the Lions train now. We've seen them be good for 2 straight weeks. I've never seen that in my life, I don't think.
I'm over here getting goodness gracious, I'm getting close to cussing over here. I was getting so excited. I was like, it's a freaking girl. Oh man, how can you not get excited for a team that has struggled so much, man?
Right.
Like I'm just ready. I'm ready for it. All right. Anyway, so moving right along here.
All right.
Where do you want to go next?
You picked this one. I picked the last one.
I say we tone it back down a little bit. Okay. Let's go Titans Raiders. That's actually a battle of 0-2s.
Yeah.
0-2 teams that I just don't think are bad. I don't think they're bad teams.
0-2 teams that both made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough to think about. On the Raiders side of the ball, I don't think you're messing with Derek Carr right now. He's just kind of middling around, in my opinion. Josh Jacobs, if you have to. The Tennessee defense doesn't look super scary. Now, I know the Buffalo Bills running backs didn't do anything against them, but the Buffalo Bills running backs don't have to do anything.
Right.
So if you got to start Jacobs, you're starting Jacobs. Devontae Adams, don't worry about that low yardage, low reception mess. Like, just keep rolling him out there.
Yep.
Hunter Renfrow possibly out in this game.
I would look for an option in case he's not available.
Yeah, sure. I would look for an option elsewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm looking for who might be the 2 wide receivers.
Oh, yeah. No, not in this game.
No. I say, Devontae Adams, stop there.
Yeah.
As far as Tennessee, you're playing Derrick Henry if you got Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in a deep league, Treylon Burks, I'm talking like 12-14.
Yeah.
Like, you're hoping that you don't have to play him like, if you're in a 12-team league, you're kind of still trying to sit and wait.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys I would rather play over him. Now obviously we didn't mention Darren Waller for the Raiders. You're
Yeah, you
playing
got to
him.
throw him out there. Yeah, for
Got to
sure.
play Darren Waller. Darren Waller and Devontae Adams are every week.
Yeah,
Every single week.
every week except for the bye week. That's it.
Okay.
And all right, final score wise, what you thinking?
Gosh, and I can't help but go with these boys. And these boys is they got me last week, but I can't help but go with them because I'm a truther on the fan there. Uh, I'm gonna go Raiders, and I'm gonna go 21-13.
Okay, I also went Raiders, but I think the Titans are going to bounce back a little bit from that slaughter fest Monday.
Yeah.
I've got Raiders 24-21.
I think the biggest thing is I do think Derrick Henry gets back on track here.
Yep. Yep.
But I think
and I think Tannehill looks better this week.
Yeah. This could be a feel good game for both teams, but then somebody's got to go 0-3. One of these teams is going to be 0-3. That's crazy. Where you want to go next?
Let's see. You want to go Saints Panthers?
That sounds fine.
All right.
Saints Panthers. Saints 1-1. Panthers 0-2. As far as the Panthers side of the ball, Christian McCaffrey. I still think if you have DJ Moore, you're kind of still playing DJ Moore. You might not want to, but I think you kind of have to.
I'll
if
say
you
this.
Got him, you might have to.
From week 1 to week 2, you feel a lot better about him.
Yeah.
Now, the Saints are by far the best team the Panthers have played so far.
Yeah.
And they're easily the best defense they've played so far too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're still rolling DJ Moore out there because you probably drafted him higher up than maybe you would like to because he's on the Panthers, but he's still a talent and you got.
Yeah, I mean, so you've got him in Yahoo this week. Are you for sure playing him in Yahoo this week? Over Marquise Brown or Curtis Samuel? You've got Marquise Brown or Curtis Samuel. You're going to play DJ Moore over those guys?
Who are they playing against?
So Marquise Brown is playing against the Rams, so he might get a little Jalen Ramsey treatment.
Yeah,
but Curtis Samuel playing against Philadelphia. That's a game where they got to score. I think that's where you're thinking, Curtis Samuel or DJ Moore. And that's crazy.
I think I'm going DJ Moore. I think I'm going DJ Moore.
And these guys used to be on the same team. Crazy. But yeah, I don't think you're gonna try to stay away from Robbie Anderson if you can.
Oh yeah, that's like you're getting into like 14 team leagues if you're starting Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, it's deep and you're hurting and you've got 3 guys injured on the bench. As far as the Saints go, I think pump the brakes on Jameis Winston for now.
Oh yeah.
Carolina passing defense hasn't looked bad. And
no.
Jameis Winston's got 4 fractures in his back. Like, come on. Alvin Kamara, if he plays, you're playing him.
Yeah.
And then as far as receiving, I think I'm kind of out on Landry, but I'm in on Michael Thomas and Olave. I don't think Olave plays in an 8-team league just yet, but I think 10-team and on, Olave's in your lineup for sure. It was obvious they were trying to get him the ball in that last game.
Yep, for sure. And I'm not going to give up on Landry. I'm going to look at this week and see how they do against the Panthers. If he doesn't do anything, I might be time to cut the cord on Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, he's the clear third guy in it because Michael Thomas has been a true absolute superstar. You know, Jarvis Landry has had great seasons, but Michael Thomas has been an absolute superstar before, and Chris Olave seems to be the next guy in line for that. Final score predictions. I'm worried about the Panthers offense in this one, man.
Yeah. I went 24-14 New Orleans.
Okay, I was actually thinking 24-10.
Yeah,
I was thinking 24-10, and I'm going Saints as well. Yeah. Hate to pick against the Panthers there, but I just don't think it's going to get any easier anytime soon.
Got to be realistic. Can't show too much bias, you know.
Yep.
But you want to go?
Let's just back to back it here with Bengals Jets.
All right. Bengals. You're throwing out Burrow this week because it's the Jets.
Yes, you're still playing Burrow because you spent up for him in the draft.
Yep. Jamar Chase, he's in your lineup every week with the bye week. T. Higgins, probably in your lineup every week with the bye week. Joe Mixon in your lineup every week with the bye week. And then after that, it may come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, I don't think you're not playing the third wide receiver in Tyler Boyd. He might get a touchdown here or there, but you have no clue when that's coming.
Nope. I'd say 75% of the targets are going to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Easy.
Absolutely. I don't think and there's no tight end issue there either.
Nope.
True sample, no. Now back when Uzomah was there.
Yeah, that was.
Now, as far as the Jets go, the league leader in passing attempts, Mr. Joe Flacco, I just think he comes out and slings the ball around 40 to 45 more times in this game.
Yeah.
And I think as far as running backs, gosh, you don't want to start Michael Carter because I feel like that's just a feel bad play. You just don't feel good about that.
No.
Now, if you're in a 10 team or a 12 team, I feel like Brees Hall is a start you can make.
Yeah.
Just based on he's going to get some receiving work too. He's a talented guy, could bust one for 75-yard touchdown. I mean, he's a rook.
Yeah.
He's bound to get some touches here. As far as wide receivers, you're absolutely rolling out Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson is creeping into 8-team territory as well. I think he's kind of like Olave. For sure, 10-team, creeping into 8-team because of the targets. He had 14 targets last week. And Elijah Moore, I really want to sit and wait another week and see when he starts getting his piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Because he's only getting like 4 to 5 targets a game. And I think he could be 7 to 8 targets in a couple weeks.
Right.
So, maybe we're just Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, and in 8-team leagues, maybe we're nobody.
Right.
So, and that's not a bad thing. These are guys that are on everybody's bench right now. Like Brees Hall's on my bench. I know for a fact Garrett Wilson's on the bench for a couple different teams in our leagues. So you've got these guys. Elijah Moore's on the bench for everybody's teams, but you're not ready on some of these guys if you can help it. If you can help it.
Mm-hmm.
What
you thinking?
Come on, boy. This is it. This got to be it, right? This is the one.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with a little bit of a closer game. I'm gonna go 27-24 Bengals.
Okay, I went 21-17 Bengals. Just because if they lose, I can say it was closer.
Well, the good thing about the Jets defense is they're not good enough to stop anybody. So the Jets offense is going to have to score some points.
And I think the Bengals defense is competent enough to hold the Jets to little enough. But if the Jets defensive line can do anything, they might pull off an upset and beat the Bengals. Seriously.
Yeah. We've got 4 more matchups, Nick. Where do you want to go next?
I think we go Ravens Patriots.
Okay. And I think that's our last really truly lopsided one in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's another one and I'm gonna mention it after this. That maybe at the beginning of the season we didn't think was lopsided, but now we might.
Yeah.
If you've got Ravens players, you're starting Ravens players. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins, I don't think he'll be back this week. I think it'll be another week at least. Lamar Jackson, you're playing Lamar. Stay away from the backfield. You don't know who's in it. You do know who's in it. You do know who's in it. Stay away from them.
Yeah.
Receiving wise, you're playing Mark Andrews. I think you're playing Rashad Bateman. I think it's time to roll him out. Hopefully, you're rolling him out in the flex.
Right.
But
or wide receiver 3 at the highest or at the best.
So a lot of leagues that play wide receiver 3, I think you can creep him in there for sure. But no, I think it's time. I think Bateman is the guy that they need right there. So for sure. Anybody that sticks out in your mind on the Patriots side?
Not really.
A couple maybes. 10-team leagues, I know you're probably Damian Harris might get a start in a 10-team league, and so might Jakobi Meyers because of PPR purposes.
I think Jakobi Meyers might be the only person in an 8-team league that I'm really even thinking about.
Yeah, because there is a lot of injuries to wide receivers. So I could see Jakobi Meyers being a guy that gets you 13 to 15 points just off of his PPR ability. Damian Harris is the clear lead back over Ramondre Stevenson right now. If you took both stats and just put both of them stats on Damian Harris, he'd be a top 10 running back. But it's just one of those things where they're going to share. And if one of them messes up, it could be the other one's backfield for at least several weeks on end. So Damian Harris, if you have to, 10-team, you're definitely hoping you don't have to in an 8.
Yeah.
Nick, you go first on this one.
All right. I had it 31-14 Baltimore. I think they're going to be really, really upset with how last week ended, and they're going to come out and put this one away. They're not gonna try and coast really, but they're going to put it away.
Okay, I'm gonna go 35-13.
Okay.
I really think that they're gonna step on them early and they're gonna keep pressing.
Yep.
So,
and I'll be honest, when it went talking about coasting, if you're an NFL coach right now with what you've seen with these comebacks and almost comebacks, you're not coasting until you're up by like 50.
No, yeah, you're gonna be careful.
Not
for sure.
truly coasting, you know.
Yeah. Well, I want to go Chiefs Colts because that
All
was the
right.
game where at the beginning of the season people probably circled this one. Now
Mhm.
I don't think anybody's circling it.
No.
I think this could be really bad.
Yeah,
Like
I've got it really
I
bad.
think things could get even worse for the Colts here.
Mhm.
And this also could be a game where the Colts are finally predicted to lose.
Mhm.
So they may come out here just free fire and loose and actually look pretty decent and still lose the ball game.
Do they have Pittman back this week?
As of right now, leaning yes.
Okay.
So
That
obviously
helps their odds a little bit,
they're
but
going to have to throw the ball. So if you've
yeah.
got Pittman, oh, you're excited.
Yeah, if you got
Let's just go
Pittman
ahead
and
and
he's playing, rolling
let's
out
go ahead
for
and talk about the
sure.
Colts. We'll just go ahead and talk about the Colts because you're
All
starting
right.
Jonathan Taylor and you're starting Pittman.
That's where the line ends. Yep.
Probably is.
Um.
Okay. As far as the Chiefs go, now this gets a little more dicey.
Mhm.
As Mahomes, absolutely. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think, is an absolute start now. At this point, just based on what he's done and the receiving work that he's got and everything, I think
Mhm.
he's a clear-cut start now. Travis Kelce, absolutely.
Mhm.
After that, it gets murky.
I think you still roll out Juju this week
Okay.
in the flex. In the flex, probably.
Yep.
And if he doesn't do much this week, either trade him, put him on your bench and look for something else. Because if he has another 3 reception for 10-yard week, he needs to be off your team. He can't be starting anymore.
Okay. I have a situation that I'm going to be facing in my ESPN league here with Juju.
What's that?
It's going to be Juju against Indianapolis or Christian Kirk, who has looked really good against a pretty good Chargers defense.
I'm going Juju this week.
Yeah, I think I am too. I think I just traded for him.
Yep.
I think I roll him out this week. Take a chance on a big upside play in Juju for sure. So we're all on board with Juju here. Valdez-Scantling and McCole Hardman. Listen. One of these guys might catch a 75-yard touchdown. You don't know who it's going to be, and you don't know when it's going to happen.
Yep.
So how can you keep him on your fantasy roster? So yeah, I'm going Chiefs heavy in this one. I'll go Chiefs 31-14.
I went 31-10.
Yeah. And you just feel bad, like, just thinking that the Colts can't score more points than that, man.
Well, I mean, they haven't shown me that they can do anything
Absolutely
worth mentioning, really.
I get it.
It might be a closer game than this if the Colts play like the Colts roster could play.
Yeah.
But as of right now, from what I've seen, it should be Chiefs by a lot.
Absolutely.
All right.
We got 2 games left. I hope you go with the one that's not as appetizing, but is pretty appetizing at the same time.
Rams Cardinals.
Okay. Oh wait, we got 3 games left.
Oh no, that's 4 o'clock. Never mind. Never mind. I
okay.
Went too far.
Okay. Eagles Commanders is where I was looking to go.
Okay, yeah.
And then we'll go to the absolute juiciest matchup there is.
Yeah.
So Eagles Commanders, there is a lot of fantasy appetite to go around in this game. I mean, there really is at this point, and it's crazy. As far as the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert. Okay, and it's getting a little shakier, but based on what he did last week, I think you're rolling him out.
He looked a lot better last week.
And then, based on what Devontae Smith did last week, if you had to in a 10 team, I think, yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's an 8-team guy yet.
Not yet. He might be on people's benches in an 8-team, but 10-team, I don't know. He might still be on people's benches.
On the other side, Carson Wentz, maybe if you had to. Because he's had 2 good weeks, 7 touchdowns, has thrown 3 interceptions, but has looked great 2 weeks in a row. And this is the team that he's going to have to throw the ball against. Now, I know Kirk Cousins just struggled, okay, but I think the Redskins offense has looked more in tune than the Vikings offense has. So, if you got to roll Carson Wentz out, do it. Antonio Gibson, if you got him, you might have to flex him even in 8-team just because he is going to get some passing down work. You're trying to go other places, I think, right now. It didn't look good this past week. He saved himself with a touchdown.
Yeah.
But where it does look good for Washington, the 3 wide receivers. Okay, and I think these three guys could almost sneak into every 8-team league. I think
Yeah.
I'm starting Jahan Dotson in Yahoo this week.
I would put him in my flex at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're starting Curtis Samuel. I think you feel the best about Curtis Samuel, just what he's done. 15 receptions, 133, and 2 touchdowns through 2 weeks. And he's the slot guy.
Yeah.
And that guy always gets a lot of receptions. So Terry McLaurin's probably the one that you feel the most scared about, and that's weird to say.
Yeah.
But he is also a beast. So
Yeah.
he's going to draw Darius Slay.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe he has another down week.
Maybe
I'd say that Wentz saw
he's
what happened to Kirk Cousins.
maybe he's 4 for 60 yards, 4 for 70 yards, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
But this could be the Curtis Samuel and Jahan Dotson show for sure. Don't be surprised if Logan Thomas, the tight end, was to catch a touchdown or something in this one. He's a guy that gets more involved around the 20s.
Okay.
Who you got in this one?
I thought I did the last one first.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you right now that I've got the Eagles going 3-0, but I've got this one at 21-20.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm banking on Carson Wentz looking exactly like Kirk Cousins did. I got Eagles 28-10.
Ooh, golly, that's a spread there. I understand though. I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna say this: the Eagles disappointed me in week 1. I thought because they allowed 35 to the Lions, but then the Lions did that again, so that made me feel not as bad. And then the Eagles, made Kirk Cousins look like he'd never played football before. And I don't know. I really think the Lions were just better than everyone thought, and that's what happened. That was the week 1 weirdness.
It's gonna keep telling itself. It really is, for sure. So a good game with good fantasy options though. I'm gonna try to be paying attention to that one a lot. And then the last matchup, battle of 2-0s, the battle of the big boys. 2 top 5 teams in the game right now, in my opinion. Okay, Buffalo Bills versus Miami Dolphins. Buffalo Bills still pretty heavy favorites in this one, but I think that it could be a pretty competitive game down to the fourth quarter here. As far as the Bills, I mean, I think you're starting Josh Allen, right? You're probably putting Josh Allen out there. You probably drafted him pretty, to put him out there. As far as running back options, you're still waiting.
Yep.
If you've got Singletary, you're probably holding. These other guys, you're probably not holding. But Singletary's a guy that you might try to start if you were just backed up into a bye week situation where everybody's out and you just hope he scores. And eventually Singletary is going to get in the end zone. He's going to get in the end zone a lot. Maybe you just trade him away. But probably not going there this week. Receiving options, Stephon Diggs. If Gabriel Davis is playing, you play Gabriel Davis.
No.
Do you reach Knox at all? Or are you still waiting?
Not in an 8-team.
Yeah. I think
10-team, maybe.
I think you probably reach Zach Ertz before you reach Dawson.
From what I've seen so far, Zach Ertz is higher on my tight end totem pole.
Yeah. You're playing guys like Gerald Everett and Pat Freiermuth and all those guys over Dawson Knox right now. As far as the Dolphins are concerned, Tua is, I know he is really enticing right now, but do you know about Von Miller? Do you know about the Bills defense?
Yeah.
Because they made poor old Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill look pitiful.
Yeah.
Now, I know that Tua is better than Ryan Tannehill, in my opinion. I know that the wide receivers for Tennessee are not the wide receivers that Tua has.
Right.
But this pass rush, man, for the Bills
it's just so
something
good.
Serious, dude. It is just not funny. I think I'm happy if Tua's on my roster, but I would probably rather stream Carson Wentz than go this route. I might would rather stream Jared Goff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think that's a good stream.
Just for this week though.
Just for this week.
And even me, I had this dilemma last Sunday when I was thinking about, next week, because Burrow had just had his second down week in a row. The Bengals didn't look good. And then Tua pops off on my bench.
Yeah.
Then I thought into it. At first, I was like, all right, Burrow, you're on the bench. Tua, you're going in. And then I looked at it and I was like, they're playing the Bills and Burrow's playing the Jets. That's just a stupid start, to be honest with you, I think.
Yep.
But I think if in a 10-team league, if you have Tua, you got to start him this week. I think.
Yeah. I think you're trying to sit both Miami running backs. I don't think you're
Oh,
playing
yeah.
Chase Edmonds or Mostert. I think you're fine if those guys are on your bench. Like, you're pretty happy. But I think there's going to be better weeks ahead for those two guys. Derrick Henry did not look good against the Buffalo Bills. And then obviously Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, you're playing both of them and you're not
Oh,
looking
yeah.
back. And
Nope.
you're feeling good about it. Nick, who you got in this one?
I mean, I think it's obvious who I have. The score is the only thing you got to question. I got the Bills, 38-31.
38-31, good scoring game for sure. I'm going to go Bills 34-24.
Okay.
I just don't think you're betting against the Bills
Nope.
right now.
I think you're crazy if you do.
Now I hate it, but we actually went straight down the line. Now I took you took Bears as well in that game, didn't you, earlier? I think
Yes.
Steelers Browns is the only game that we have different from each other this week.
Yeah, and our scores,
Um,
other than Eagles Commanders, our scores are relatively similar.
Or wait, did you take Raiders?
Yeah, I took Raiders,
Okay.
24-21.
Okay, yeah. Then we're pretty close then. But so Nick, there's going to be one question that I ask you right here, and I always
right.
ask you, who is your almost upset of the week here? Who might be an upset to look out for in these 1 o'clocks, or maybe the third? Now the Thursday night's a little closer, but who might be an upset to look for in the ones?
I won't say it's an upset just because I still think people might think that the Lions are a fluke, but I think that the Vikings could beat the Lions.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the Lions are just flying high right now, so a lot of people probably are. You know, Minnesota's favored by 6 in that game. I don't think the Lions beating them is an upset.
Mm-mm.
You know, I think the Vikings beating the Lions would be like a get back on track type thing.
Right.
I'm gonna say it. I think it could be Commanders Eagles.
Yeah,
I
I could
think
see that for
I
sure.
could see the Commanders making a really good ball game out of that one for sure.
Yeah.
And that's one that I feel like a lot of people like. Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. I feel like everybody's pretty much thinking Eagles. So I think Commanders possibility on that one.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Uh,
All right.
I mean, I'm good if you're good. Obviously, we've got a lot more to talk about as the week goes on. We'll try to maybe bring up some fantasy studs, some guys that you absolutely have to have in your lineup, maybe some guys that you could pick up off the way. Well, we already talked about waiver wire transactions, but we haven't talked about guys that you picked up and you could just immediately just plug in and hope for a big week this week.
Yep.
So maybe we talk about that tomorrow.
All right.
Well, Nick, you tell them what they got to do.
All right. There's gonna be a video pop up under Colby, and there's gonna be an option to subscribe right below me. You got to hit that subscribe button. You got to go watch that video. Then you got to comment down below and let us know what you guys think about the predictions. If you got something different, let us know. We can talk about it in the comments. All right. Thank y'all.